Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
Would you all like to maybe just introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about you?
I'm IceAger. My name is Bob Baker in the other world. I live near Seattle, Washington. I've been on the AT on and off over the last 4 years, and happy to be a part of the AT community.
I am Batman to her Robin, and my other world name is Sam Molinari. I'm from New England. I've been on and off the AT for the last 68 years. I'm 74 years old, soon to turn 75.
My name is Vernia Sullivan. Trail name is Robin. And I am on the AT because it has been Sam's passion for his whole life. And I said, sure, I'll go with you. And so that's why I'm here.
And how are you liking it so far?
Oh, I love it. It reminds me a lot of my home state, Michigan. I actually grew up in Charlevoix, Michigan. You may have heard that word before.
I haven't, no.
Oh, 50 miles north of where you stayed in Traverse City.
Oh, okay.
And so that's where I'm from. And I love the out of doors. I've always passion is skiing. Love to ski and bike, play tennis, just outdoor things. And so I decided if Sam had a passion that was as strong as his is, I would do my best to help him achieve it.
Cool. What other questions?
Hello.
Hi.
And everybody has some experience backpacking. Why don't you explain some of the things you've done in the backpacking world?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, mine before I started the AT was exclusively on snow and on glaciers. So I had quite a bit of experience with snow camping, but the first time I ever put a stake in earth was actually on the AT.
Wow. And is that where your trail name comes from, IceAger?
It is, yeah. I was a member of a mountaineering team about 15 years ago. And for some reason, one of the team members decided that we needed a team name. And we became the IceAgers. And so I sort of borrowed a sort of a tip of the hat to those folks.
Wow. So is the AT easy for you because there's not any snow, or you don't have to
It is significantly harder than mountaineering.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me.
Now, once you have the technical skills for the level of mountaineering that I was doing, the days are hard, but they're not 6 months long.
That's true.
Oh, I'm next.
Batman.
Okay. I've done a lot of backpacking, starting when I was a kid, but we didn't call it backpacking back then. You called it camping. You went to the Army Navy store. You bought all this used Army and Navy equipment, backpacks, sleeping bags, and I've always loved being outdoors. I've just always loved. I've done most of my hiking in New England, in the White Mountains, and in Vermont, and in the Adirondacks, because I worked in New York City for many years. More recently, over the last maybe 10 years, done a lot of hiking in the Sierras. And I've done the Smokies, and I've done the Shenandoahs, and I'm looking forward to, not so much the Smokies, but just in general, I enjoy the trail. It's just fun. Trail life is nice. It's simple. You don't have to worry about anything. You get up in the morning, you eat, or you don't eat. You walk, you get in at night, you eat, you go to sleep, and you get up in the morning and repeat it. So for me, I like the simplicity of it.
Cool.
Well, I have not done a lot of backpacking, a little bit. I give credit to REI because they have backpacking trips, and I did a little, I think 3 days or something in Los Maples. It's in Texas near Austin, and then when Sam and I were in the New England area, we went on an REI managed backpacking trip into Boston Harbor on one of the islands. That was like overnight, I think. But to me, that was backpacking. And then going to California and having the joy, honestly, of a summer cabin in the Eastern Sierra. Sam and I have done quite a few short backpacking trips, and then of course the JMT we did last year, which was wow, and that was really something. And now doing the AT, but my experience isn't great, but I do love it, and I love the out of doors, so I'm learning a lot.
I would say you're pretty experienced now if you've done the JMT.
She's a slave driver.
T is
too.
hard.
I want to stop and get a Dr. Pepper. No, we got to keep going.
So
Wow.
I love the out of doors,
Very cool.
and it's where peace is found, as far as I'm concerned.
Nice.
there's a large portion of the people who are starting the AT as a through hike have very little experience. What would you give as one tip for those beginner backpackers?
Anybody?
Listen to your body.
Which
Yep.
you're doing right now,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
Having-
Yeah, and I mean it's a old phrase, but hike your own hike. Just decide what you're going to do. Whatever's right for you is the right thing to do.
Cool.
That's good. Don't think about Katahdin. Think about the next blaze. Enjoy the day for what it is.
I mean, it's such a huge undertaking to think about the end is futile.
Yeah.
You just have to think about the next
Next
campsite,
blaze.
next
blaze.
next 100 miles.
You know, when you're driving cross country, you don't think about. If you're driving from New York to LA, you don't think about LA. You
Right.
think about New Jersey first, and then you think about Pennsylvania.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say first, do your best to be minimal in what you take with you, and listen to your body, as IceAger said. But I think I'm speaking, of course, only for myself. But I think to take the time to smell those roses along the way, because there's so much in the small things of the plants and watching them bud out like we are now in the spring, and knowing what we're going to see when they explode with their growth. To take the time to notice those things, and then of course the birds and the other creatures and how they sing to you, the birds, and savor that as well as a destination of any kind.
Right.
To me, that's what makes everything so joyful.
Yeah. I
It's
think
well
that's a
said,
good point.
and that's one thing for me is for me. I mean, I used to be like, how many miles can we get today?
Right.
And she said, hey, slow down. And so coming down from Blood Mountain, I saw two pileated woodpeckers, and I
Oh,
sort of,
cool.
because you hear their voices all the time, but you rarely see them.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Because really, it is the journey and the destination. Because if you don't think about the destination at all, you'll never make it to Katahdin. You'll end up vortexed in some town like Franklin. But you also need to experience all trail life has to show you.
So one last question. What would be your favorite piece of gear, would you say?
My sleeping pad. I bought a pad that it's about 4.5 inches high, and it's really made a big difference for me.
It's a
Nice.
cloud.
Can I ask you which one it is?
It's a Big Agnes Q-Core XL.
Wow, that sounds nice.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's curved a little bit on the edges, so I don't fall off on my cold tent floor nearly as often.
Nice. That's cool.
I gotta say, my puffy. I love the puffy.
I'd have to say my poles,
Ooh.
because they have kept me from falling many, many times. And I do agree also with the sleeping pad. That would be a pretty close second. Makes the difference between comfort and not comfort and when you're sleeping. But the poles, number one.
Cool. Well, do you guys have any social media channels you want to put out here for if anyone wants to follow you?
My granddaughter finally trained me. I was kicking and screaming to get on Instagram, and that's as complex as I can possibly do.
I think you're very good on Instagram.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, but I'm on Instagram. It's my name, Bob Baker, IceAger.
Okay.
We have an Instagram, and we turn to our grandchildren for help also. My 5-year-old grandson has been indisposed, so we haven't had any technology support.
Absolutely.
But our Instagram is Blaze2, Blaze AT22, all lowercase caps.
Okay.
And we have not been very good. I have to actually upload some stuff to it, photos.
Cool.
Well, it's great having you guys here.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining
Really
us on
Thank
this.
you.
Enjoy
You're
it,
a wonderful host.
You
Thank
are,
you.
and it's a beautiful place.
Thank you.